Okay, so I originally was going to do this differently. I was going to look at the schedule on here, but then I figured, you know what, we're heading into week 18. There's teams that can still clinch spots. There's teams that still need to clinch their divisions. There's, teams that are still trying to clinch a playoff spot. So I thought we're going to do it a little differently. So I have a different thing pulled up here. But, I just want to say right now, we have our Week 18 schedule set. This was actually set, I think it was Monday morning. So the final game is, I guess I can't highlight it. Chargers, Raiders. Basically, that's a win and you're in. So this is why they did it, is because both teams, whoever wins that game is in the playoffs. So that's going to be a really interesting last game of the season here. Sunday night, 7:20 Central. And then obviously it's different where you live. So we got that. We got 2 Saturday games again, Chiefs, Broncos, and then Cowboys, Eagles. This is, I guess, has less meaning because the Eagles have a playoff spot already. So basically what the star means here is you're at least in the playoffs. You at least have a spot in the playoffs. 2 stars, like Dallas and Tampa, means you have your division clinched, so you're going to be a top 4. And then if you have all 3, it means you're locked in at that spot. So the Packers here, the only team actually in the whole NFL that have 3 stars. So they are locked in at the 1 seed, the only team right now. But going over, so again, I kind of touched on this yesterday, so I'm going to kind of be a little more brief for the NFC side, and then we'll go a little more in-depth for the AFC side. So obviously, big weekend for the NFC West as the division has not been clinched yet. So what has to happen? LA gets it with the win or a tie, or if the Cardinals lose. Cardinals get it with a win and the Rams lost. Now, who are the Rams playing? We go over here. They play the Niners. I believe is it 5 straight the Niners have won, I think is what the stat is. So this is in LA, but that doesn't matter because the Niners have the Rams number. They have Sean McVay's number. So Cardinals, where are they? They're down here, 325. So they're actually they're playing at the same time. Look at that, both 325. So we won't find out until basically, the end of the game there, which is, it's like, 6:30 or whatever, it'll end somewhere around there. So as long as they can handle business at home. Now, the weird thing is they've struggled more at home than they have on the road, which is weird. So if they can handle business at home against the Seattle Seahawks, and then the Niners can, continue their domination over the Rams, Cardinals win the division, and then I believe the Cardinals are, I think they can become the 3rd seed. No, they might become the 2nd seed. How many NFC wins does Tampa have? I don't even know. They play the Panthers this week, so if they beat the Panthers, that's another NFC win. So Cardinals will either be the 2nd or 3rd seed if the Rams win. Otherwise, excuse me. Otherwise, if the Rams win, then they're going to stick here at the 2nd seed. So not a lot is going to change. Obviously, we also have 2 spots left, which it's not. Eagles aren't locked in here at 7. Again, I talked about this yesterday because they already beat the Saints. If the Saints get in, the Saints are going to basically be the 7th seed. But the Niners win if they beat the Rams, or Saints lose and tie. Saints get in with a win, and the Niners lost. And again, I talked about this yesterday. They play the where are they? Right here. They play the Falcons, and then obviously the Niners again play the Rams. So this game right here, this game is going to be a big game for not only the NFC West, but also for the Saints. So the Saints are going to be keeping a close eye despite playing at the same time as the Niners. So it's gonna, again, this 325 spot's going to be crazy. So again, 4 teams basically left here, and then everything gets locked up after this week, and then we head into the playoffs with the Packers having a first round bye for the 2nd year in a row. So they don't have to play in the wild card, which is in 2 weeks. AFC wise, this gets even crazier. So the Steelers won last night against the Browns. If you're not paying attention, if you're living under a rock, obviously it was Ben Roethlisberger's last home game. They beat the Browns, so they actually stay in contention. Now I'm gonna skip right down to them down here. So the Steelers, all they need a win, a Colts loss, and the Raiders Chargers not ending in a tie. So this one, I don't want to say it's guaranteed. See, this is why they just got to get rid of the tie rule. They just really got to get rid of this tie rule. But probably 95% chance this game does not end in a tie. I feel like I can almost guarantee that. So this one right here for the Steelers right there, basically easy enough. The hard thing here, obviously they have to play. So Steelers play the where are they? They play the Ravens in Baltimore. So obviously you have to go and win on the road. But let's say they do that. The Colts here are playing the Jags. Now where are the Jags? Right here. So obviously they're both going to be at the same time too. So obviously if, worst case scenario is the Chargers Raiders ends in a tie, and then they're gonna have to wait until the very last game to know. But it's gonna be unlikely. Now I think I saw someone say there's a stat. Last time the Colts won in Jacksonville, I believe it was like 2014. I believe someone saw. Someone said a stat about that. So that's pretty crazy. If that's true, that's pretty crazy that the Colts just suck down in Florida, just against against the Jags too. So if anything, got that going for you. If you're Ben Roethlisberger, maybe this week against the Ravens isn't your last game. Maybe you make it in the wild card. Who knows? And if you make the dance, anything is possible. You just have to make the dance. And again, it's plausible, but I mean, again, the Jags, it's gonna be kind of hard. Now. See, a lot, even the Ravens rely on a win against the Steelers, a Colts loss, a Chargers loss, and a Dolphins tie, or loser tie. That's that's a little harder. Obviously, the Colts have to lose again, but they have to beat the Steelers. So you have to beat the Steelers. The Raiders need to beat the Chargers, and then who is Miami playing? They're playing. Oh God! Woo! Okay, they're playing the Patriots. Yeah, Miami's obviously eliminated here. No, I guess. Oh no. Okay, they need a loss. Okay, so I guess that's plausible. Yeah. I'd say that's pretty plausible. I don't know about that. And then obviously they just get the win. We'll see. Yeah, they need a lot of help. Ravens need a lot of help. Raiders, obviously Chargers. Well, here Raiders and Chargers again. Last game, again late night game. Win or tie with the Raiders, they're in. If the Chargers lose, they're out. Raiders are in with the win. Additionally, if the Raiders tie, they get in with a Colts loss. Everything relies on the Colts right now. Everything relies on the Colts. But, again, there's more here. If the Raiders lose, they get in with a Colts loss and a Steelers loss. So, the Raiders, I guess it's not technically I guess, never mind. They're the last game. So, you lose, you're already going to know, hey, if the Colts lost and the Steelers lost, and we lose, we're in. But if they win, they're in anyway. So the Raiders basically have a little buffer there. But again, relying on the Colts to lose, relying on the Steelers to lose, which I guess the Steelers one is plausible. More plausible than the Colts. But it's any given Sunday. We've already seen that. Obviously, the Jags have beaten the Bills, who are up here at 10-6. So it's any given Sunday. Now, the Colts are in if they win against the Jags again. If they lose, they can clinch a wild card berth with one of the following two scenarios: a Chargers loss, a Steelers loss, and a Dolphins win. Or two, a Chargers loss and a Steelers tie. Woo! That's gonna be a hard game. Basically, if you're the Colts, you don't want the help. you get in if you win. You don't want this one of these scenarios to happen. You don't need that because that's gonna be hard. That's a Dolphins win and the Steelers tie. That's they're gonna be so interesting. Um, I can't see a tie between the Ravens and the Steelers. I can't see a tie. I just can't. Um, God. So basically, if the Colts win, Chargers not affected. Raiders are out of the playoffs if they lose. If the Raiders win, doesn't affect them. If they lose, they're done because the Colts won. Steelers would be out. Ravens would also be out. So then we basically, it basically comes down to, who wins this game here. But again, Raiders win, Colts loss, doesn't matter. Chargers win, then you would have needed the Colts to lose. But it's against Jacksonville. So then, I guess it would kind of stay the same, wouldn't it? Yeah, if the Chargers win, it would stay the same. If the Raiders win and the Colts win, Raiders have the tiebreaker, so then Colts move down to the 7th. So technically, Colts have the best shot of the 4 here to stay in. Because if they win, really winning you're in scenario is probably the best. So I guess I'm not right. So I guess really the best scenario here is whoever wins the game has the best scenario to get in. But Colts again, if Raiders knock the Chargers out, Colts are still in it. Despite that they would be down here in the 7th seed. And then again we need chaos. Again, Dolphins win, plausible. Chargers loss, plausible. Jacksonville is literally going to have to, communicate with every other AFC team and say, okay, you want us to win this game? Okay, we got you. And then they go out there and they just look like the best team to ever play in the NFL and beat the Colts. That's what has to happen for both the Steelers and the Ravens here. Is Jacksonville just has to look like the best team ever to beat the Colts in order for the Colts to get a chance. So yeah, that's interesting. Again, Colts have not even secured a spot yet. They can't win the division though, because obviously Tennessee has the division already. Because again, 2 stars. Again, we already talked about that. Chargers have nothing locked up either. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Really, really gonna be interesting to see what Week 18 has in store for us. Is again a lot of good games. AFC. If you're the last game here, Chargers Raiders, you're watching every single game and say, hey, this team won, this team lost. If trying to figure out if you lose, and you're the Raiders, can you still get in and whatnot if you lose? So it's gonna be really interesting. Obviously, Jets, Bills. I guess it doesn't really matter. I think what is it? I think it's the Bills actually can't lock up the 1 seed because they lost to the Titans. So I believe the Bills are out of the 1 seed race, but I believe the Patriots are still in it. I believe it's what it is. There's some weird thing in here. They talked about it on Sunday Night Football. I believe it was Titans, Chiefs, Bengals, and I believe it was Patriots who they said. Obviously, Bills again lose to the Titans earlier this year, then it knocks them out of that 1 seed. So the Bills game, it doesn't. Obviously they still have to win the division. So you probably play your starters to win the division. But this doesn't really affect you in a lot. Saints have everything on the line. Patriots they can still win the 1 seed, but they need everyone to lose. They need everyone up here to pretty much lose. Which again, who are the Titans playing? The Texans went on the road and did beat the Titans already this year. So that's plausible. I guess it is plausible. Chiefs play Saturday. I mean, the Broncos defense did good last time. I actually streamed that game with the offense and then Bengals here. They are at the Browns. I don't remember who won that. Oh, was it 41-21? I think the Browns won that game. Because Denzel Ward had a pick six, I believe, from like the 1 yard line. He ran like 99 yards for a pick six. I believe the Browns actually won that game. So I guess it is plausible too, technically. So I mean, again, 4 teams here can still win it. Patriots can still lock up the, or not lock up, but they can still go for the AFC East title against the Bills here. So basically, I mean, Bills win, they get the title. Bills lose, Patriots win. I believe the Patriots get the title. So there's a lot on the line for the AFC compared to the NFC, which is NFC again. There's movement here. If Rams lose and whatnot, there's gonna be movement. But I mean, it's basically these are the teams going in, and it's just if the Niners lose, Saints win. Niners are out of the playoffs. Saints are in. So it's just again, it's a lot more easier to understand here versus AFC where everything is just insane. Obviously, you see 11-5, 11-5, 10-6, 10-6, 9-7, 9-7, 9-7, 8-7, 1, 8-8. So I mean, it's nice and tight, compact here. Obviously, the NFC, I would say it's the same. I mean, there's a little more space up front, like 13-3 versus 8-8. But there's 2-way ties there. There's 3-way ties from 9-7, and then again 3-way ties from 10-6. So again, it's more compact, but the NFC is still just as not just as compact, but close enough. So that again is the standings for the NFC and AFC. Again, I talked about the NFC. I did that a little different video. I figured I'd do this because actually, again, there's, you can read about it. You can actually, see what can happen versus me just explaining it. So I figured it was a lot easier to do it this way. So that's why I wanted to touch upon the NFC again. So for now, though, like the video, share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on our way to Week 18. It starts Saturday. This Saturday. Ends this Sunday night. And January 9th. About 10:30-ish. Well, maybe earlier, depending on if one of the teams blows out the other team. We could very well know who's in the playoffs, who's out of the playoffs. Obviously, by the end of the primetime game, or not, I guess, game of the weeks, whatever, 325, we'll know the NFC. It's just the AFC won't get locked up until the night game here. So, NFC will be locked up about 6:30 ish. So, yeah, I'm out of here. Peace.